For PsychCentral.com, I'm Summer Boretsky, and this is 7 facts about adolescent suicide. A few weeks ago, I posted a video on my personal YouTube account called Talking to Siri About Suicide. And as many of us know, Siri is Apple's personal digital assistant that's available on the iPhone. Here are a few clips from that video.
Siri, I'm suicidal. Can you help me?
Sorry, I don't understand. Siri, I am suicidal. Can you help me?
Siri, I want to kill myself.
I don't know what you mean by Siri, I want to kill myself.
I am going to kill myself.
I don't see any suicide prevention centers. Sorry about that.
Sorry, she says. Wow. Siri, can I call a suicide hotline?
I don't see suicide hotline in your address book. Should I look for businesses by that name?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't find any places matching suicide hotline.
I think it's pretty evident that we can't rely on technology for everything. Sometimes it really does take a human being to provide help, which can be particularly difficult for children and teenagers who are increasingly reliant on technology. And suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death for that age group, for children and teenagers, but more on that in a second. So that's why it's crucially important to have help available to them. Richard Zwolinski, who blogs for Psych Central's Therapy Soup blog, recently interviewed Dr. Alec Miller, who's a professor of clinical psychiatry and behavioral sciences and co-author of Dialectical Behavior Therapy with Suicidal Adolescents. According to Dr. Miller, suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death amongst 10 to 18-year-olds and the 2nd leading cause of death for college-aged youth. According to autopsy studies, nearly 1/4 of these adolescents had alcohol or drugs in their system at the time of death. Nearly all of the kids and teenagers who commit suicide have a diagnosable psychiatric disorder at the time of death, even though they may not have seen a mental health professional for treatment. There are approximately 25 suicide attempts for every completed adolescent suicide. Nearly 1 out of 5 typical high school students in the U.S. has seriously considered suicide in this past year. Suicidal behaviors and deliberate self-injury without the intent to die, for example, cutting, burning, or reopening old wounds, account for the largest reason for emergency room visits and psychiatric hospitalizations. While suicide by firearms used to be the primary method for all age groups and genders, female children and adolescents are now using more hanging, asphyxiation, and pills to commit suicide than before. I find it very unfortunate and disheartening that Apple's Siri can help you find a local pizza shop, but can't help you find a national suicide prevention hotline. So that said, if you're feeling hopeless or if you feel like you have nowhere to turn, call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You can also visit the National Suicide Prevention Hotline on the internet at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. Or, of course, you can go to your local hospital's emergency room. If you're worried about a friend, please visit suicidology.org/my-friend-needs-help. I'll post that link below so you don't need to type all of that in. And if you're a parent, relative, teacher, or mentor to a young person and you're worried about him or her, you can visit suicidology.org/my-son-daughter-students-needs-help. And I'll post that link below too for easier access. You may want to write down those phone numbers and websites and keep them written on paper in case technology fails you sometime in the future, like Siri did for me.
Siri, I'm having a mental health emergency.
Sorry, I don't understand.